Virginians want leaders who can work together. Who can work together. I mean, if we walked out of here today with the best ideas in the world, but if you took them into Congress, nobody would vote for them if you were in the wrong party. Well, who cares if you have a good idea? We got to have people who know how to reach out and build bridges, and that's where our president is. Too often, when you watch the other side, they tend to choose the ideological battles that pit people against each other rather than bring us together to work together. You often hear the other side, and don't even call it that, raising what are called wedge issues. They're called wedge issues for a reason. They split us apart. And there's not been a time in our history where we have less need of more wedge issues. We got to have glue issues, right? Glue issues that bring us together. We've seen that in Washington. We've seen it here in Virginia. Just a little while ago, within the last 2 weeks, the U.S. Senate had to hold up a flood insurance bill that was being needed to help hurricane relief in the Gulf because the senator wanted to add a personhood measure to it that would have completely banned abortion and potentially outlawed birth control. What does that have to do with flood insurance? And in Virginia this year, after we were used to headlines like best managed state and best state for business, we saw a legislature hijack a session that should have been focused on jobs and the economy, and instead passing bills mandating unnecessary, expensive, and degrading ultrasound procedures for women. This week in the House, they passed their 32nd vote to try to repeal the Affordable Care Act. They've got their heads in the rearview mirror. They're not looking in the windshield. They want to fight the old divisive battles, and people who fight the old divisive battles, they make us weaker, not stronger. We need a president, President Obama, to continue to make us stronger. I just want to conclude and say, if you're watching TV, you might have seen some ads. And the ads, some of the ads being run on TV right now actually suggest that it is anti-Virginian to support the president. And anti-Virginian to support this president. You know, I believe that all Virginians and all Americans, regardless of party, should want the president to succeed, because when the president succeeds, I mean, we're a state that was the birthplace of a lot of presidents. Is it anti-Virginian to support the president? Absolutely. I'm going to ask that again. Is it anti-Virginian to support the president? We're the state where probably 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 of us are either active duty, veteran, Guard or Reserve, DOD civilians, DOD contractors. We're the home of the Pentagon. We're the home of the biggest naval fleet in the world. All of them have pledged their support to the Commander-in-Chief. Is it anti-Virginian to support the Commander-in-Chief? The President knows that we're not always going to agree. Disagreements, hey, in families, in parties, disagreements, if they're handled the right way, can enable us to find better solutions and move forward. But what he has consistently promised and consistently done since his earliest days in public life is to work together to find those common ground solutions so that we can move forward. That's why we need Barack Obama to be reelected. That optimistic spirit. Don't let the other side crank out the doom and gloom machine. You've got to not only win this race, but it is up to you to be those voices of practical, can-do, American optimism, the greatest spirit. We've got that spirit here. Be those spiritual warriors out on the ground convincing others. We need to believe in this president, and we need to show people on Election Day that Virginia matters and that Virginia can once again every bit as proud to stand with President Obama and do it again this year. Thanks so much. Let's have a great event.
This production has been brought to you by Image Entertainment in partnership with New Journal and Guide. Subscribe today.